Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's time to make some soap, and I'm doing the second of the Valentine's Day themed. So last week I did lavender and chocolate. This week I'm doing roses and chocolate. So on the bottom layer, once again, I'm going to just use some generic brand cocoa powder to make it brown. I'm going to fragrance it with Brambleberry's chocolate ganache, which I just can't begin to tell you how good this smells. And even though it does discolor, I'm going ahead and put the chocolate in it anyway because it is, Valentine's Day. It is a chocolate theme in the bottom. But that will also help even out the browning and help speed it up because the fragrance oil will take a week or so to fully brown, and it does it unevenly. The top layer is just going to be an in the pot swirl with white and Nurture Soap's Trial by Fire. This is the only red I use when I want a real red. I mean, this gets a true red, like a Folgers coffee can red that doesn't turn pink, doesn't fade. That is really the best red. Then I'm going to do some piping on the top, which I rarely do on a flat top soap, but I'm going to on this one because it's a special one. Let's get started. Soaping about 82 degrees, which is great for this recipe. So I'm going to start by carefully pouring my lye water into my oils. Let's get a very basic emulsification. And that's all I'm going to do. And yes, I did splatter just a little bit. I don't know if the camera picked that up or not, so let's wipe that up. And let's pour off our frosting. I'm going to pour off less than I did. I had too much last time, which was okay because I needed embeds for hot process and I had plenty, but I wanted more soap and I didn't get it. So pour off a little less frosting, set it out of the way so nothing happens to it, and let's start with our chocolate. And yes, it's looking a little grainy. It's starting to come apart just a little bit, but that is okay because it's going to be well emulsified by the time I'm finished. So I am not worried about that coming apart slightly. Putting the cocoa powder in. And this fragrance behaves really well, so I'm going to go ahead and stick blend this in. I usually stir it first. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry about that. Let's put this wonderful fragrance in here. You see it's lightening it up a little bit, but it will get very, very dark, like almost black. let's pour this quickly while it's still fluid and pourable so we get a nice flat even surface. And because this fragrance not only smells fantastic, it behaves beautifully. This is way too thin to do anything with, so I will be back. Alright, several minutes later, we're finally ready and firm enough that we can put our gold dust layer on here. So now I'm going to pour off our red. Since this is a long video and not very much exciting happens here, let's speed things up just a little bit. I'm mixing my trial by fire red in for the red in the pot swirl portion to represent the roses. Next, I'm mixing in my TD mixed with oil to give the bright white background. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, the fragrance I'm using here is Rose Quartz by Brambleberry. I've used it many times over the years. It has a bright citrusy twist with the floral. I love it. It accelerates trays just a little bit, but that works to my advantage in this instance. The acceleration is very minor and very workable. At this point, it's behaving really well and there's no acceleration. At this point, it has started to accelerate just a little bit, which works to my advantage because I like a semi-thick pour with an in the pot swirl. It keeps all the colors separated. Next, I'm pouring my red into my white from high above so it pierces all the way to the bottom. Then I give it one stir around the outer edge and down the center and stop, and we are ready to pour. In the pot swirl is so satisfying to watch. This is a perfect consistency. This was also a good amount because it filled the mold up like I wanted to last week, but I still have ample for piping on top.
I'm swirling the top because, for one, it's satisfying, but my main reason is just to flatten it out and level it just a little bit, to have a good surface to put the piping on. Now it's time for our piping.
And through the magic of modern technology, we are back to cut our soap. So we got a nice, festive, colorful top on it. Got nice swirls in it. So let's cut it open and see what we have. Are you ready? Very, very nice. Once again, you see how this is light, it's dark on the bottom. This is what I cut last week. This is last week's. You see how dark the bottom is? That's what that chocolate ganache will do. Now that's also coupled with a lot of chocolate as well, cocoa powder as well, but that's what the bottom will look like. Here's a comparison side by side. So let's cut these and see what we have inside. Very nice. Very nice. The gold mica line doesn't show up a whole lot, but it seems as though once this darkens, it'll show off a lot more because it really shows up in the ones I cut last week, and I gave it a heavy dusting. There we have it. I'll cut the other one off camera. It'll look the same. But once again, exactly what I'd planned. I'm super happy with it. So stay safe, everybody. A lot of us are in for a wicked weather this weekend, me included. So be safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.